What are we doing?
Welcome, Larson Systems.
We're here with our teammate Matt Cheney. He's going to take us through what Larson Systems Incorporated is all about.
So I'll give you guys a little tour, give them the nickel tour, and show you what we're doing. It's the very first spring tester. Larson Systems, one of the divisions we do is spring testing. So this is probably 40 some years old here.
Now this was this first invented for like valve spring testing for cylinder
Actually,
heads?
the first one was.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
And that's what's kind of expanded us beyond that.
So now you guys build testers for all sorts of springs.
Yes, the train industry, the automotive industry, the medical industry, all sorts of different industries.
Were you talking about watches too, like micro springs?
We do some really tiny springs too.
Cool,
yeah.
and you'll show some of that.
Yeah, we'll show you
today?
some of that when we
Perfect.
get into the calibration side of things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you going to come with us, Kayla? Are you coming, Kelvin? How long have you guys been in this location?
It's been 10 years.
This is not where it started, though?
It started in Crystal and then moved to south, kind of the south end of Blaine, and then we moved to this place about 10 years ago. So this is the third building. So we just expanded, add another building, and we're actually working on an expansion project right now to expand this building as well. So
now what area are we in now? Obviously, there's some
this is the
equipment.
machining area. So we got the different parts. Really, the three different divisions for Larson Systems are the spring testing division, and then we have a commercial kennel division, and then there's the gun parts industry. So those are the three main divisions. And the gun industry is kind of a newer thing for us, but we've been doing spring testing since we started about 45 years ago or so.
That was in 1981?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think he actually started in the 70s, but kind of officially started
Sure.
in the 80s. So, yeah. So these are some like manual machines you probably see like in your shop or something.
Sure.
Grinders. This is a kind of a more extensive machine. So this is a robot fed that builds bolt carriers. So.
Now, do you guys build these for production for other companies, or is this all stuff for you?
So we've got our own kind of, and then we build production for other companies too. That's how we got started. So this robot feeds two machines. We actually run these things on the lathe. We have bins of parts.
Oh, see, I thought this was tooling, but these are actually the pieces.
Yep. The tooling is inside the top here, so we got like 21 tools on each machine. And it's got a couple different positions it puts in. So it puts it in one part first, then moves it and puts it in the other part.
So fully automated.
It's fully automated.
It's programmed. You put the tool.
You have to fill these drawers at the beginning of the day. It'll run about 8 hours unattended. So you fill the drawers, and then the robot feeds the machine, and then it puts them back on the conveyor belt, and it feeds them back out.
All self-animated.
All self-done. Yep.
No kidding.
We have to do a lot of inspection, some deburring at the end, but it's very self-sufficient.
Sure.
It's one of the things.
So this is the machine that picks it out of there, and then where does it put it from there?
These doors open.
Okay, so it goes in each.
Puts in.
I got you.
Yep.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's pretty neat.
So show me show me what one looks like before it starts.
We'll go back to the raw material too, but this is a blank that comes off of one of our lathes.
And then when it's done, it'll be this.
Yep, you insert it into the drawer, and then when it comes off the machine, it looks like that.
Perfect. Wow.
So all this stuff is kind of serialized, so you know the inspections is happening on each individual part.
So like when you're talking about deburring, it's just like that
little
tiny
edges
bit.
and stuff. You can you guys go back and touch up.
Now, why are these sitting here?
These are on the outfeed, so those are parts that just got machined and pushed out.
I got you.
We're not currently running it today. It's Friday.
Okay. No working on Friday. I like production.
We have people, but there's several people that are off today. So,
what are these big round things?
these are weights. These are calibrated weights. So on some of our bigger spring testers, we've got large load cell. Load cell is the part inside the spring tester that is sensing the tension. So this is an A-frame system, and you actually put a load cell up there, and then you can put all these weights on to make sure that the load cell reads the right amount of weight. So this is kind of like our initial calibration.
Gotcha.
We actually build load cells here, so this is how we kind of test them and make sure that they're working right.
Was all this stuff built in-house too?
Yeah, we built that. Actually, I put that ladder on not that many years ago. So then we've got kind of this is kind of more of the gun stuff. So we've got several of these Fanuc robo drills. They're a really fast moving machine. You can actually go ahead and look inside there. These are doing the selectors, the safety selectors.
That's the piece that it's making.
Yeah, we're actually just machining a little part of that for another company. So, but this is a fixture system that we actually build the fixturing too. So, this is another machine that's running the same thing. Sometimes we run multiple machines to run the same thing. They're really fast machine. You can see how quickly they change tools in between cycles.
So what's the difference here? Like this machine is not fully enclosed.
I'm actually putting the automation system on that now. So what we do is we're actually pre-package these for an automation system, and then later on if we want to add a robot or do other things, we can.
Gotcha.
So that's what we're currently working on.
Morning.
You got this thing running? I was going to show these guys if it's operating.
The robot isn't running.
Okay, okay. These are also robot-fed machines. It doesn't have it currently running, but this is so it's a small machine, and then you have this little added robot off the side.
So this works the machine. This takes the place of a person.
Yeah, exactly. It'll load and unload. Person still does inspection and some of the other things.
Who does all the programming for all the machines?
Several of our guys.
Okay, you got programmers specific to that.
Yep. So we can actually put different types of parts in here and change it out. So they're on multiple.
So can you guys build stuff like? I got to assume you can build like servo covers, like for a Power Glide. Those aluminum covers.
Absolutely, easily, yeah.
How come you've never done any of that stuff?
We just haven't. If it came, we would definitely work on it. Yeah.
I got you.
We have kind of an outside machining division. That's kind of where a lot of the gun stuff came from. So we have a salesperson that's dedicated to just doing whatever project.
Sure.
There's another
pretty insane, actually.
Robot-fed machine. And then some other just self-loading. We have some
now when you've got obviously it's Friday today and there's not that many people. When you're in full production, are there people manning each?
So usually we have one guy who will be able to man several. That's why we like doing the automation stuff. We can have less people working, and then we can have one guy can run multiple machines.
Gotcha.
That's kind of the idea, yeah.
So here's all kinds of bins of pieces.
Yeah, these are parts that are coming off of this robot machine here.
So you could be building rocker arms. You guys could be building anything.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a part that goes on a kennel. It's actually a hinge for a kennel door. So, and we do thousands of that kind of stuff. The real common stuff, the high production numbers, you run on a robot because it's a long time to set the job up, but then the robot can just keep feeding it. Higher quantities are better suited for more automation.
In the tolerances, I can't imagine are quite as precise.
The kennels aren't as critical, but the gun parts are. But the robots will load repeatedly the same every time.
Nice.
It's how you load it and what you do with it. But it takes more time to develop those processes, so it wouldn't be worth it to do 100 parts. It makes more sense to do 10,000, 100,000, million parts. So I'll take you back to where the material comes in and kind of work around the other side.
It's pretty insane.
This is our material receiving area. So trucks come back in here. Then we've got a crane system, and we can unload the materials. So we've got aluminum. This is a lot of the kennel stuff. We've got plastic materials, and then a lot of steel and stuff goes on those racks.
See, this is what I remember.
Yep, that plastic. And I'll show you. There's some kennels kind of being made. And when we go to the other room, you'll see finished product too. This is like these are dog walkovers. They're like dog play equipment when they're done.
You guys do all the welding in-house as well?
So we've got welders here. Most everything we do in-house. We do not ship much out. Plating, and really like painting, plating is kind of our deal.
So like this is like cutting to size. He gets an order.
We bring in the material. They bring us an order. They start it here on the saw, and they start cutting the material on the saw, and then they give it over, and that actually will go to a machine, over on that side and then get welded. And then after things are welded and assembled, it goes out for paint. And then it actually comes in the other building for assembly.
Hand TIG welded or
Hand
a wire
TIG
feed?
All hand TIG welded.
All hand TIG
Yep.
welded. How many welders do they got here on a?
We have anywhere from 2 to 6 welders
Okay.
at a time. Yeah. So they do some of this plastic is for this agility play equipment. So they actually cut it and then they put it on the water jet, and this is a water jet machine. So water jet machine uses extremely high pressure water through a small nozzle, and then they actually also feed sand.
Now is that
abrasives.
what cut these yellow panels here?
Yep. Yeah.
This would all be water jet.
So you can cut anything.
Is this the finish it leaves?
Yep. And so we do a little deburring at the end, but
Sure.
you mostly get a finished product.
Gotcha.
You can drill all the little holes with this.
And that's what he's doing, is putting the sand in for the.
Yeah, he's putting sand in so that you run through this abrasive material quite a bit. The sand, the water will actually cut a fair amount on its own, but the sand helps you get a nice, clean, straight cut. So you can cut anything from plastic to foam to up to 3 or 4 inches thick steel.
No kidding.
So it'll cut really. You got to go slower, but it'll cut almost anything.
Wow.
Brick or marble or it does anything. So this is where we machine the pet products material. So we actually put a fairly large machine in because the lengths are really long, and we actually built these air vices. We built all the tooling. So we built this tooling, this stuff. We bought the air cylinders. Dave actually designed and built those.
Gotcha.
Those are rotating hold downers.
No, that was Dave we were talking to in the office.
So this is take a part out, and then these vice jaws open up. You can just load new material in, and then there's a button just.
So this is where you're drilling the holes.
Exactly.
In this particular.
Not just holes, but could be slots.
Right, but I mean the holes here.
Any machine you want.
I got you.
And you can quickly take these small jaws off, and you can put a full sheet of plastic in there too. So
cool.
Another machine that does the same thing. This is just you can do smaller parts over here. It's not quite as big. But. So this is another machine. This machine is set up to do probably more smaller parts. So a lot of different parts for the.
So when you're building a building in a facility like this, obviously, are most of these little stations added on, or is this a big? Or
This is all added on. So we actually bought this building secondhand. We painted the walls. We put in
spray foam,
insulated ceiling, sound deadening because it's less loud. We put glass block windows. We kind of upgraded epoxy floors so it was a nice place that we wanted. And then we just bring in all this material.
Because as you get new product and you need a different machine and then you need a different setup.
Yep.
You just find another empty space and add to it and.
Yeah, I'm rearranging these machines all the time. To be honest.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
all the parts that you do, all the different parts that you do, you have to get a different machine to make them? Or can a lot of your machines make different?
I'll show you. This machine is kind of a special machine. You have to set it up for every part, but every machine can be used for many parts. So
this
but usually you only run one part at a time on a machine. So you put it in and you do a setup, you'd make the fixture and you'd run one part. That's traditional machining. This machine actually does something kind of neat. These are what we call pallets, and it has 12 different pallets with different fixturing, and then this is kind of like a robot fed pallet machine. So it'll take this pallet and it will bring it into that machine, and that machine will machine it and it'll spit it back out and take another one in. So
does someone have to load this with the raw material?
Yep. So you can open the fixture up.
And this is what you're making right here.
You can take a handle, and then you can open these vice jaws up, load your parts, tighten them in, and you can load lots of different parts on it, and then you can just put it away to machine later. And every part takes a certain number of tools, like drill bits or taps or something to actually machine the material. So this machine is actually equipped with another device on the back that holds 170 different tools. So this is a really kind of a...
So do you have to clean these machines out every periodically?
Yeah, we clean them out. We've got kind of a cleaning chart, and we got to go through them. This machine is kind of neat because you can actually load a bunch of stuff up, different types of parts, where the robot machine is loading one part. This one you could probably load up 30, 40 different parts. Push that button over there.
What grabs it off the shelf? What grabs it off the shelf?
There's a robot, so. So I'm gonna go from load station 1. I'll just put it away.
Now, do you know how to work every piece of equipment here?
Pretty much. I always work with the machinist to the nitty gritty because I don't do it enough. But yeah. But
you got to be aware and somewhat responsible for every aspect of it.
Yeah. So like little learning curves all the time, like which button to push.
Okay, so the machine's working back there now.
So this thing is automatically going to pick up the pallet. It's going to put it away right now because there's a pallet in the machine, but.
And this was all programmed because it knew not to come into to hit here.
Yeah.
Every move is precise.
Yeah, they all have servo motors, so they're all computer controlled to go in exactly the right place.
Now, do you have any optic stuff to where they have an eye that sees stuff?
Yeah, so this actually has kind of a laser built in.
Yep.
And that laser is checking to see if that pallet's in there or not. There's a lot of like checks and balances.
Yep.
It'll put the pallet in and says, is the pallet there? Yes, it's there. Okay, you can go to the next step. So that's all in the programming.
Now, are these all Haas machines?
No, this is actually a Doosan.
Okay.
This one over here is a Haas. This is a really similar machine, only it's only got 5 pallets.
Gotcha.
But it does kind of it's a different robot, but it does the same thing. So, yeah. We can move it back.
No, you're just putting it back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the way this works is if you kind of walk up to there, you can see the pallet will go inside of that. Instead of, there's 4 pucks that it sits on, and then it will move. It'll rotate, and it can also move closer and further away from the machining head, and then we call it the spindle, and the spindle can also move back and forth, up and down.
So this is not in production today?
No.
Chips line.
Second shift will probably start running it. We have 2 shifts, so some of the stuff just runs 2 shifts or the second shift right now.
So Matt, what will this piece make?
There's probably a part here. That's making this part. This is kind of a simple part. It doesn't have black oxide or finishing yet, but this goes in the bottom of the hand tester, like the valve spring tester.
How many testers a year do you make?
It's in the thousands probably, yeah.
Kind of a specialty tool.
It is a specialty tool. Yeah, we hope to get more into in the engine building market. We're not really in that market very much. We're more so in the manufacturing side. So if you buy a spring from PAC or Comp Cams or
chances
PSI,
are they have
all of those guys have our stuff.
Or a tester of some sort.
Yep. So and most of them have an automated version of our tester, and a lot of them have hand testers too.
Sure.
So, yep.
Cool.
So I'll bring you into our inspection area. It's kind of a neat thing.